Hello, my narc-free family. Thank you for joining me here again. If you like the content of this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you receive notifications. I am doing what I believe to be my very last video on this series on fuel or supply by HD Tudor. And for those of you who don't know, he is a narcissist. So this is coming from the perspective of a narcissist, and I have a lot to cover, so I'm gonna be reading really fast. Okay, I'm on page 67. Today I'm gonna tell you why they can't stop, but I found something before I get to that chapter that I thought was important for you all to understand. He says, you may think by referring to the method of delivery described above that the provisions of fuel must make us feel loved, attended to, or admired. You would be wrong. You give out those feelings by slipping your arms around us and telling us that you love us. You are showing you feel love. We do not feel it. By doing our laundry, making our meals, and keeping the house tidy, you do not make us feel attended to. Wait a minute. Attended on, but rather that is what you are doing. When you say how brilliant we are at our job, or send us an appreciative look when we show you the new watch that we have bought, we do not feel admiration. That is what you are giving out. On the occasion that you become frustrated or you shout, we do not feel bad for having made you feel this way. We do not feel a need to understand how you are feeling and to try and make you feel better by removing the anger. Your tears show us that you are upset, but we are not going to make them go away by comforting you. All of your reactions, be they as consequence of gestures or words, make us feel one thing: powerful. He goes on to talk about there's a flame burning on the inside of them, and all of the things that you do are just to make that flame get higher and higher when you fuel them until it turns into an inferno, basically. Okay, now I'm going to skip up to page 79, which is where I wanted to start. And this is, today I'm going to be talking about why they won't stop. Okay, some of y'all are wondering that question: will they stop? Will they change? Okay, so here we go. The first point to consider is that we are addicted to the state of affairs, right? So you need to understand that they're addicted. I said this in the last video, which is going to be part 7 of this series. I explained that. So he says, I love feeling powerful. I love being superior. I love people admiring me. I love exerting control over people so they behave as I want. I love being able to manipulate them to do my bidding. I love the way I can make a person feel ecstatic, miserable, terrified, and upset. I love being a god. I hope y'all are hearing this, and if you're not hearing it, rewind it back, listen to it again, listen to all of the videos in this series, all 8 of them, so that you can, get a better understanding. This is coming from a narcissist. He's telling you they want to be your God, they want to control you. So no, they're not going to stop. Here we go. As Lord Acton sagely put it, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Okay. Further down, he says, contemplate what it must feel like when you can make somebody fall in love with you, lend you money, sing your praises, want to live with you, make your meals, and attend to all your domestic chores, and dedicate themselves to making you happy. Consider the power that can be wielded to cause someone to forego all of their friends for you or shun their family in order to please you. How about being able to exercise such power that you can affect somebody's emotions and sanity? So for those of you who wonder if they intentionally playing mind games with you to affect your sanity, they absolutely are, and feel very powerful if they are able to do so. So for all of you codependents out there, Get healed, get wise. They are coming for you in this way, and they are doing it intentionally. All right. Here's your answer. You are able to control them and have them at your beck and call. Imagine having the power to do as you please without any concern for repercussion or consequence. Think about what it must be like to show that you are special and elevated, and this is why you have been blessed with these abilities. So when we take care of the narcissist, they see it as because they are superior to others, and that is why they have this spot. When really you believe you're loving them, that is not the way the narcissist sees it. It's just a spot or a job, and it's because they deserve this. You owe them this. That's how they see it. Everybody owes them. I cannot remember a time when I was not able to manipulate people. I'm on page 81. I know no other way, and why should I contemplate another way when this one always works for me? Yes, it is never ending, but it works. I seek fuel, I gain fuel, and I wield power. It is a straightforward equation. So when his doctors are talking to him, his therapist, and they're trying to help him, he's explaining to them that why would I ever stop? And I did a video on this before also on will they stop and why they have no incentive to stop. So let's see. Accordingly, the answer to the question of why do I not just stop this pursuit of fuel and the power it provides, one part of the answer is that I am unable to do so because I am addicted to it. The second part is I am unwilling to stop precisely because of the consequences that will arise if I do. The consequences are as follows. I lose power. Number 2 is I lose prestige and standing. 3, my superiority is challenged. 4, I lose control over other people. 5, the construct would begin to fall apart. 6, the loss of the construct will lead to the loss of the tools and mechanisms by which I am able to gather future fuel. And 7, the imprisonment of the creature will be compromised. You'll have to go back and look at the other ones, the other videos to know about the constructs. I think, I have time to tell you. The construct of the creature is the false self that he has built a wall around to keep the creature from, at bay. And the creature really is his real self that is down there cutting up and screaming on the inside of him. And that's what he's trying to quiet, which is how you get the false self, okay? Every weakness, failure, disappointment, flaw, frailty, foible, blemish, and shortcoming is contained within that creature. It is the master of my imperfection, and to allow it blinking into the light of day is to allow the world to see all of those defects, which is why there is a false self created in the first place, to hide the true self, which they feel is totally flawed. And so that is why they create the false self. Okay, this is page 90. I'm going to 91. Second reason, I will suffer a power cut. Let's see. The construct will then surely fall apart and the creature will be able to escape. I cannot stop, for if I do, I will be obliterated. You hear about a narcissist collapsing. That's what he's talking about. They wouldn't be able to take it because they'd have to deal with their real and imperfect, real true self. Okay, and they've covered that up for so long. I don't think they want to go back and deal with that. Page 95. Should we hoover an intimate partner back in? This is the best proximity ranking that can be achieved. Should they return expressing their tearful apologies for trying to leave us, then we have struck the most potent of fuels with that particular multiplier. Okay, so this is why they come back and hoover people they've already been with. When they've already been able to fool you and deceive you, and then you get out of the trap, but then you take them back. When they come back and hoover you, you make them feel the most powerful. You guys stay woke. Do not accept the hoover, okay? When they come back poking and prodding at you. Let's see, page 96. If the individual provided a high-ranking supply of fuel, then their loss cannot be tolerated for long and they must be replaced. That is why you will often find that when we discard an intimate partner, we have another one lined up almost immediately to replace the outgoing one. Let's see, page 97. This will follow this pattern. Okay, what is this? If there's not going to be a loss of the source, but instead there is likely a retention in the quality of the source, or the fuel, I'm sorry, that has been so far supplied, then we will take an alternate approach. And so this is the pattern he says they'll follow. Where we have seduced you and been receiving largely positive fuel from an individual, we will move. Okay, they'll start devaluing you. Then number 2, he says, where we are engaged in devaluing you, your emotional reactions become diminished or blunted. We will either A, discard you, or B, show you a piece of heaven, albeit temporary. Okay, and then number 3, he says, if we have discarded you, we will then look to hoover you back in. This produces, as I have explained above, a very potent response from the hoovered individual. Okay, it is akin to moving through the gears of a car. As we approach an incline, we need to drop a gear in order to travel up it more smoothly. Okay, on page 99, it will drop further as we try to squeeze more out of a source that is becoming depleted. In those instances, we will discard and wait some considerable time for you to replenish your fuel before we revisit you. So you see how he's thinking of it is that, you know, when they discard you and then maybe you're all tore up and beat down, but you were a good amount of fuel, then he'll wait for a while, let you get strong, get built back up, and then come back and hoover you so that they can then dismantle you again. All right. And in conclusion, we need it to maintain our construct so the world is attracted to us and provides us with more fuel whilst we keep the creature imprisoned. Fuel is central to our existence, and tampering with it will result in a swift and vicious response. This is a full-time undertaking, and perhaps you will now realize that because this is the way that we have been structured and programmed, that we cannot help but be this way. We cannot stop. So there you have your answer. A person suffering from narcissistic personality disorder cannot stop, or they will collapse. They have become greedy, and they have become used to doing this. And as they're doing it, they just need more and more and more and more and more and more, and they cannot stop, even if they wanted to. And because they don't love the way that we love, and they do not feel the way that we feel, that is why it is hard for you to wrap your head around the fact that they wouldn't stop for you. They don't feel the way that we do. You are not a loss for them when you are gone. They just get other supply. They come to you to manipulate you and try to destroy you, and that is what makes them feel good about you not being with you. I hope you understand, they don't feel you the way you were trying to feel them and be one with them. Okay. Thank y'all for joining me again today. I am going to leave some resources below, like the link for this book. I am also going to leave videos below that I think will be helpful to you all. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye, my beautiful, beautiful narc-free family. Until we meet again. Mwah. And up next, I will be doing the book. I don't know if I said this in the beginning or not, but on smear campaigns. That's the next book I'll be going over by H.G. Tudor. So see you then. Bye-bye.